What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're doing a Q&A. You guys requested it, so it's happening. Let's get into it. So first, let's go to YouTube here. First question, we're really just going in. Gory Bits asked me, what is your favorite gore scene or moment from a horror movie? Favorite gore scene that comes to mind immediately is, in The Descent, when Sarah rises out of the blood pit bath situation and then is immediately attacked. It's just, they're all covered in blood and it is just so beautiful and scary. Next we have Sabrina, who asked the Autopsy of Jane Doe ? Watched it recently and would love to hear your perspective on it as a woman. Lots to unpack about that one, I think. Okay, I love that movie, but I haven't seen it in a while, and honestly, I don't remember having a strong opinion on it in terms of me being a woman. I do think there is something to be said about the fact that these men are like dissecting a female body, and making assumptions about her and things about her without her being able to speak for herself. But that's kind of all I can think of right now off the top of my head, but I'll try to give it a rewatch at some point and see if I have more to say on it. All right, let's see. We have Samantha, who asked, are you the kind of viewer who is watching with or without empathy? Like, do you experience pain when the characters in movies are being tortured, killed? Are you completely disconnected and just watch it more of a plot storyline to see if it can actually scare you? I would say that I think I do watch with empathy, because I think I'm actually quite easily scared by horror movies. I am easily grossed out. Though gore doesn't necessarily gross me out, if it's in a comedic aspect particularly, I think I really just take it as like fun. But in movies that are really brutal, the gore, I am wincing, I am overtaken with what's going on in the movie, which is why I watch horror movies, right? Like, I watch them because I'm interested in having a visceral reaction to what I'm watching. And horror movies do that for me. Okay, let's see. Watch This Now asked me, what kind of horror film would you love to see that you feel like we don't get enough of? I just always want more witch movies. Just more dark, fun witch movies. That's what I want. Is that so much to ask? If anyone has any really good witch movies that came out in the last few years, comments. All right, next up. Thorgan Stormhammer, I hope I said that right, said, are you going to cover any Hammer horror films? And when will your band release new music? Love the channel. Thank you so much. I don't think I've covered any Hammer horror films, but that is a really good idea for a month of horror movie club, to do that as a theme. So I will keep that in mind for the future. Maybe sometime in the fall we can do a full month on Hammer films. That'd be sick. My band, we were writing a lot of music before the pandemic, and now we're just freaking chilling. So I have no idea when we're gonna release new music, but if you want to listen to the old stuff, it's all on Spotify. Next up, we have Smith's Grove. Off the wall question. I'm a huge fan of the Daredevil character. After Todd Phillips' highly successful Joker film, would you want to see, if you even care, Phillips direct and or write a darker, edgier, dark Daredevil film? Excuse me while I Google Daredevil. I'm sorry. I guess I just don't know enough about this character to say if I care or not, so I'm guessing I don't. No offense. I just don't know enough. All right, next up we have William, who asked, if you could be the final girl in any horror movie and rewrite the ending to include yourself as a new character. Okay, what movie would it be? How would you change the ending if you could around your character? Okay, so if I was the final girl, but it was me. So it's like after the final girl dies and there's me. What movie? Okay. You know what I think would be really interesting? I just thought about Scream, because when I think of like a franchise that just comes to my brain, it's probably because I'm wearing a Scream t-shirt. Okay, that's probably why. But I think it'd be interesting if like a Sidney Prescott died and then I was the final girl and I killed Ghostface, and then I became Ghostface. A final girl becoming the monster they feared. Somebody write that movie. It probably already exists. I don't know. Let me know if it already exists. Okay. Mark asked me, has there ever been a scene in a movie that made you go, oh my god, I can't watch no more? Even though I did finish the movie, when I think about the throw up dog bowl scene in Audition, I literally get sick. I'm thinking about it now. I cannot think about it. It makes me so sick. Okay, next. Martin asked me, is there a Halloween costume you've done that you're most proud of? Definitely. Ooh, I feel like I have a couple. I really love my Jennifer's Body costume from last year. I'll pop it up on the screen. I'm very proud of it. And also, ooh, my Blind Mag costume. I really like that one. That one I spent a lot of time on. Yeah, those are my top ones. Luke asked me my favorite movie of all time. I don't know. I don't really have a top movie. That feels really difficult. But I don't know. My answer is I don't have one. Let's see. Evelyn asked, least favorite horror franchise? Phantasm. No offense. I just can't get into it. It is not for me. I do not like it. Boom. Ollie asked, I think I asked this before, but it was a long time ago and figured I could ask again. I will eventually be going to Brooklyn for a rescheduled concert. What food and bars would you recommend? If the concert's in Brooklyn, if the concert's in Williamsburg, which I'm assuming it is, I'd recommend going to Joe's Pizza and Barcade. It's a bar/arcade. It's very fun. Next up from Jessica, we have, what made you start a YouTube channel? I just felt like I could. I've watched YouTube for a few years and I just could see myself on the platform. I didn't even know what I wanted to talk about. I literally made a few movies that were like, how I keep my hair red. Here's a doll's kill haul, though they're now canceled. Just some random videos, and then I was trying to think of like, what can I talk about forever and ever and never run out of things to talk about, and it was of course horror movies. So I did my first Leprechaun review back like 2 years ago, and I've been rocking and rolling ever since. Okay, and last one here on YouTube from Sarah. If you got to make your favorite horror movie, what kind of movie would it be, and who would you cast? I guess once again, I would probably make a dark and spooky witch movie about witches. And who would I cast? Honestly, I would cast that girl from the Evil Dead remake. Who is that? The girl that plays Mia? Jane Levy. She was amazing. I loved her. I would love to see her play a spooky witch. She's also from Don't Breathe, another movie I love. All right, and now let's get the old Instagram up. I think I only had a couple of questions on here. I used my newer Instagram where I don't have a lot of followers. So if you want to follow me on there, it's Girly Gore Horror. I'll write it right there. Okay, first up we have Ariel, who also has a YouTube channel. I will link her channel down below. She talks about books. She asked me, of course, top 5 favorite books and top 5 favorite albums, top 5 favorite snacks. I'm just gonna do books and snacks, okay? So books, I'm gonna say all of like the Gone Girl, Sharp Objects, Dark Places, is that one? All of those Gillian Flynn books, I freaking love. I also don't know if it's Gillian Flynn or Gillian Flynn, but it feels like it would probably be Gillian. I love those sort of thrillers, so good. Also, of course, I have to say Harry Potter because it's the books I've read definitely the most amount of times in my youth. Also, The Alchemist, that's one of my favorite, like, find yourself books. Ooh, I love, let me pull up my Audible. Oh, You Are a Badass. That book literally changed my life and is the reason I started this channel. Just so you know. I should have said that with that other question. Ooh, I read Where the Crawdads Sing this year, and that was really excellent. Those are just some. I don't know. And then snacks. Chips and French onion dip. Lay's chips and French onion dip that's my favorite snack of all time. I could literally eat so much of it. It's disgusting. Is pasta with cheese a snack? That really sounds more like a meal. I love Taco Bell. That can sometimes be a snack. I love just like the little Dove chocolate squares. I always keep a bag of those in the freezer because I need it. Oh, this is like kind of a weird one. I actually haven't had it in a long time now that I think about it, but it's something I used to eat as like a teenager and like a couple times in my life, but that is Triscuits and cream cheese, which is, now while I say that out loud, is similar to chips and dip, but very different. It's really good. Highly recommend. Okay, also on here we have Random Horror asking, did you have any tattoos? If not, do you think about it? I do have some tattoos. I'll show you. This one on my ankle, that was my first tattoo. I have this on my hip. And then I also have my band's name in my lip, which is my third tattoo. The two on my body were Friday the 13th cheap tattoos. This is my only like expensive tattoo. At some point I do want to get a big wolf tattoo. My last name is Lobo, so I love wolves. So at some point I really want that, but I just haven't figured out where on my body I would want it. So I don't know yet. Ooh. All right, I think we have our last question here. And that is from Dakota, who asked my favorite horror / Halloween music. And he said, love Quam, by the way, which is very sweet. Thank you. And okay, my favorite, I guess, actually I'll say my favorite horror theme, which I'll also consider Halloween music, is the original Suspiria theme. Goblin, that, I don't know, there's something about it that just gives me chills. I think it's my favorite of all time, for sure. Ugh, so good. I'll play it right now. That was fun. Okay, and that's it for my Q&A, people. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you all supporting my channel. Truly, thank you. I love being on YouTube. I love talking about scary movies. It's all I like to talk about anyway, so I appreciate you guys letting me do that. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a nice screen. Bye.